Hi everybody, this is Sean. Welcome back to the channel. The time is 7:34 in the AM. We are at Saturday morning. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. Hopefully everybody's starting their morning great. Hey, the road is bumpy. Don't concentrate on the video, just concentrate on the audio. Real quick, I just want to make it clear that this channel endorses Scott Wagonseller from Gate Security for CalSAGA board membership. CalSAGA allegedly, I believe, they're having a board meeting, a committee meeting, a three-day meeting in somewhere in the Rancho Mirage area, and it's that time to vote, right? I highly recommend that you vote for Scott Wagonseller from Gate Security. I'm endorsing him. I am not endorsing any of the candidates that are running for that board seat. I don't endorse Jimenez from Black Knight Patrol. I don't endorse Ashley Cervantes from Guardian Force Protection. I am sick and tired of this board's decisions to create an unfair, in my opinion, atmosphere in the private security sector. And I'm not scared to talk about it. I really don't care what other people think. What matters to me is that this board, this organization is responsible for supporting Assembly Bill 2515, Assembly Bill 229, and Assembly Bill 1244. AB 1244 was created as a way, in my opinion, to basically narrow down those who are eligible to start your own security company. Most of you watching this cannot start your own security company. That's AB 1244, okay? That agenda forward, and the current board members have been in that office when all this started. AB 2515, that's the law that basically disarmed hospitals. It disarmed colleges, and it was a total disarmament. We already know that these in-house proprietary security employers were not able to have an armed security force. We know that. We get it. But then they shoved 2515 up our throat or down our throat. And there's no more semi-armed anymore, right? There's no more taser. There's no more pepper spray. Nothing. Like, these in-house employers can no longer provide adequate security, in my opinion. So what's the result, right? Well, the result is you hire a contractor, a PPO, a private patrol operator. And what organizations are represented by CalSAGA? It's most likely, it's basically your PPO license holders, your private patrol operator license holders. Okay? Your Securitas, your Allied Universal, your Black Knight Patrol, your Guardian Force Protection. All of these organizations are represented under CalSAGA. So why is it that this selective group, okay, they get together and they press forward these laws that create these compromising, in my opinion, situations in private security? All of the guard fees, you're talking about your baton permit, right? Your baton permit fees went up in California. Actually, there are baton permit fees now. Previously, for like, I haven't paid a baton permit fee in like 20-something years. Now I got to pay all of a sudden, and so do you. Guard card fees went up. Firearm permit fees went up. Or they're authorized to go up, right? Are these organizations, are these employers that are under the CalSAGA board, are they going to pay for your baton permit fees and everything else? And that's why I'm saying is I prefer to select Scott Wagonseller on the board. And I'll tell you this, that like, if he gets elected on the board, and if he is somebody that is going to push forward these agendas, which I believe they're not, I can at least have a conversation with him. But everybody else, I can't have a conversation with. But I can with Gates Security. And that's the main difference. That's why I ask you guys to endorse him as well. Endorse him and his company. Look what you're left with. I'm asking you guys, even if you're located in another state, to please go to my tab and please vote. Vote for whoever you think is in the better position. There's some people that voted for Allied Universal. I don't care who it is, guys. Like, I mean, I do care, but vote for whoever you think represents the security industry the best. And you might be asking me, Sean, what's the significance of my vote if I'm not even in California? What's the significance of my vote if Cal Saga doesn't even have to they don't have to consider the vote on this channel. Like, no, they don't. But Cal Saga board members watch this channel on almost a daily basis. And what they do is they get a hold of their cronies, right? Their friends, their whoever it is, like, hey, you know what? Look at this video that Sean's making. Like, what do you guys think? Oh, Sean is full of it. Hey, let's go to community section. Let's all vote so that we can make this candidate look better. I mean, that's what happens. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Let me make some adjustments here. Rosalio, Philippines. Hey, welcome. Welcome. Geez, there's a lot of trolls today. Hey guys, so let's talk about the patches, right? Should you put like different patches on your uniform? I would ask you this. It depends on the significance of the patch. There should be no reason in most circumstances for people to put a Punisher skull on their uniform. And I ask you this, like, what's the significance of putting a Punisher skull on your uniform? Think about it. Well, what does a Punisher represent? Well, the Punisher represents vigilante justice. I see cops on social media wearing the Punisher like skull logo on their uniform or on their war bag. So you're representing vigilante justice? Doesn't make any sense, right? You're supposed to be representing the criminal justice system, not vigilante justice. I understand the want and the need for vigilante justice, but I don't think that law enforcement officers should be having Punisher skulls. And then the same thing with private security. Like, is that an authorized patch? Do you run the security company and that's part of your logo? Because there's a security company out there, I can't remember what state, they have a Punisher patch as their official patch, like their security uniform patch, which just doesn't make any sense. If you happen to get into like a shooting incident, guys, that can be used against you, right? It can be framed by the prosecutor's office in such a way to show that you had a certain frame of mind before the shooting even occurred. Now, is this ridiculous, right? Is it unfair? Absolutely. But sometimes if that's all they got, they're gonna throw all that at you. I think that all the patches should be neutral. I don't think that you should be putting patches on your uniform that say like CEO, operations manager, something like that. But the choice is yours. It's your company. You run the show. I obviously don't, right? Put whatever you want. But I'll tell you this, if I am You know, if I'm a troublemaker on your property and I see that your patch says CEO on it, I think I'm going to aggravate that person the most, try to push the buttons the most to see what I can get from that person, see what kind of reaction. And I might get a civil, like a civil reaction. I might get this guy so mad that he's going to just push and shove me, which is what kind of crimes that. At the very minimal, that's a battery, right? And, okay, after the battery, I could sue this person for negligent infliction or intentional infliction of emotional distress. And the problem with that is, as a CEO, you can't say, "Oh, I acted beyond the scope of my employment." You can't. Well, number one, you own the company, and number two, you just created a policy by intervening yourself, and it's kind of hard sometimes to remain emotionally detached from these situations. That's why it's best to have your line staff handle these incidents, not you. Okay, not you as the owner of the company, as the director of security or management. If as long as your people are handling the situation correctly, there's no reason to intervene. And also, every time you intervene, you're taking away that learning opportunity from that individual that probably has less experience and training than you. Not all the circumstances, but most likely. And I'm probably hearing supervisors say, "Well, Sean, like my guys are not competent. The reason why I intervene is because I don't want to introduce liability to the company." I get it. I understand. But I guess the next question is, why isn't this employee properly trained? And why is this employee like working the post that they're working, knowing that these conditions are going to exist? That's the question that I have for you. Okay. It's like kids, right? Um, you don't like try to guide them to the right answer all the time. Like if they have a question, sometimes you want to see if they can resolve the situation themselves. Or it's kind of like, like Legos or building blocks. Do you put all the Legos and building blocks together for your kids, your nephews and nieces? Yeah, maybe if they're too young, but you try to have them build it is on their own until that they fail, right? And then you can intervene. But how else are they going to learn? Mr. Fusion says, if you ever feel cringed by those patches, just remember the message I sent you about a guy dressed as Batman going around with blue lights. Exactly. All right, guys, I'll be out of here. Take care.